Hi, my name is Todd Tran. I was born here in America in a Vietnamese household with my parents being born from Vietnam, meaning that my whole family is Vietnamese American, with both my parents growing up with Vietnamese culture and for me growing up with the American culture. And and each culture is very unique. But since I was born in a Vietnamese household, that means I grew up with an Asian family, meaning that Asians can put a lot of pressure on people. And while each culture out there in the world is very unique, each culture can face oppression at times. We can feel like victims or make other people feel like victims. And this is something where I start to ask myself, what is my intersectionality? I will answer this question by identifying the cultures that I identify myself with. First, let's start with the question, who am I? I was born here in America. I'm Vietnamese American. I was diagnosed with autism at the age of 4. This is my third year here at Irvine Valley College, studying communications, and I've been working at Chick-fil-A the past two and a half years. And growing up, it was not easy. I had to face a lot of challenges with my disability. Let's start with my disadvantages. As someone on the autism spectrum, I had to go through a lot of challenges. I had a lot of repetitive behavior where I repeat the same thing over and over again. I had a hard time focusing in class as I would get distracted very easily. I'd get fixated on little things like trains, maps, and airplanes, or other little things that I might see in sight. And I had a hard time talking with people. I lacked eye contact when talking to people, and there was just a lot of things that I wasn't worthy of or not good at because of my disability. And growing up, I had to get speech therapy to help me be a better communicator with other people. And I was also learning how to have better conversations with people rather than just being in my own bubble. And despite the disadvantages that I've had growing up, being on the autism spectrum is not a bad thing. Sometimes each person with a disability can use that weakness as their gifts. Like for me, even though I repeat things the same thing over and over a lot, it helps me it really helps enhance my cognitive abilities, like memorization. Like I could memorize the last time I went to Disneyland, the last time I went on an airplane, or the last time I visited a certain place in general, as well as identifying aircraft types, directions to places, like I could say directions to LAX airport from IVC or other places. And I think as I grew older, when I start to have more and more open conversations with people, I start to accept myself of who I am as a person. And besides me with autism, I'm Vietnamese, meaning that me and my family tries to prioritize family traditions a lot. Like every year here in either January or February, we celebrate the Lunar New Year, where we get red envelopes with money filled inside. And we also do lots of other traditions where we celebrate as a family, or which is part of family traditions that Vietnamese or other Asian cultures have. And I think each culture out there in the world is so unique. And I think we need to value each other's cultures above our own, or value each other equally, not just try to prove one culture over the other. And I think that's how people are able to be more open and not feel enslaved to something. And and I just really hope that one day that like people who may be feeling down or like a victim of their own culture, that everyone is valued and that no one should be put down. Thank you for and for me, as I identify my intersectionality, I think that I like with the family traditions that I associate with, like spending time as a family and other things, and my disability with autism, I think this is something I will never let go of. Due to the advantages and strengths of the culture and disability I have, I learned that it's okay to be yourself. No one's going to be perfect, and we're all human. Thank you for listening. I hope you have a great day.